Another session of clarity and direction on this Mindset Monday. It's about 7:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and we're in New York City. And I would love to get started with speaking on blind spots. Most of us don't have the reality we want due to the blind spots that we have. Now, that's all of us, to be honest. That's all of us. If I'm being super transparent, that's all of us, right? So you are who you are because of the things that you've collected. And you know what? Let's start the walk. Let's get the walk going. I'll be right back. Let's get the walk going. Right now, we're going through Park Slope in Brooklyn. You are who you are because of the things that you know. You're in the position that you're in because of things that you know. But you may not be where you want to be because of the things that you don't know. So, we're going to be talking about the blind spots because it's the blind spots that allows us to have more enlightenment, that allows us to have more opportunity. And I want you to go ahead and put blind spot in the chat. In fact, if you are on this live right now, share this video out with some of your family, some of your friends, your day ones, your day twos, day threes, does not matter. But what I'm getting ready to say is going to be powerful and you will get something out of it regardless. So, once again, you have what you have because you are who you are. I want you to think about this. The things that you have in your life is coming from accumulation of what you see, what you know, but ultimately what you interpret. So your interpretation is based upon your perspective. Now, what we're going to get into is the blind spots. You are not where you want to be in life because of the things you do not know. I want you to make sense of that. I want you to make sense of that. So you're not where you want to be because of things you don't know. I'm not where I want to be because of things I don't know. Now, some of us, we're right where we need to be even though we don't know it. We're right where we need to be, even though we don't know it. You might be right where you need to be, even though you don't know it. So what I'm getting you to realize is that the blind spots, if you can, it doesn't even matter. A child could help you with the blind spots. Now, whether you take action and you know the direction, that will be dependent on somebody with the knowledge of direction. But what I'm saying to you is that even children can help teach their parents how to be better parents. And children, they don't have to be parents, right? To know how to teach you how to be better parents. So we're all here put on this earth to help each other. But a lot of times we overcomplicate things. And when we're overcomplicating things, it's the things that we overcomplicate are so simple, right? That we just feel like we have to overcomplicate it. So you have what you have in your life because of who you are, because of the collection of stories that you've told yourself, because of the knowledge that you've gained, because of all of what you interpret. But you're not where you want to be because of the things that you don't know. Okay. Is that clear enough? I think that's clear as day. I think that was clear as day. If you're looking to get to another level, you have to seek what you don't know. But how could you seek what you don't know if you don't know it? Well, there's many ways that you can seek what you don't know, even though you don't know it. First thing you want to do is you want to do the formula assess, assign, align. Every time I give you these formulas are meant for your success. These formulas are meant for you to take as tools to leverage so that way you can know your next steps because life is a lot simplistic than we all make it to be. And I'm not the almighty guru. I'm just sharing things that works for me that I've used with thousands of others that's worked for them. Now, as I mentioned this to you, you are who you are based upon the things that you've collected. I want you to let me know in the chat. Let me know in the chat. Is the chat disabled or can you actually write in the chat? Let me know in the chat. But I want you to put down your next level. What does your next level look like? What does your next level look like? So, one of the things that most people don't know is that writing it down is also called scripting. Now, I want you to like this video. Go ahead and like this video if you want clarity and direction. Go ahead and like this video if you would like for me to reveal some blind spots that you may have not been thinking about that could have been hindering you from reaching another level. Go ahead and like the video. Go ahead and like this video. Share this video out with at least 5 people, your family and friends. Okay, comment in the chat so I can see. If you have any questions, go ahead and put in the chat because this is your way to work with me free one on one. But I'm not the type of person who is a talking head. I just don't get up here and talk. So I need the feedback. I need the comments. I need you to participate and engage so that way I can articulate based upon what you all feel. Make sense? That's like a therapist just sitting down talking to you about stuff and you may not understand or you may not be dealing with it, so it may not resonate with you. So I need to know what you're dealing with, what's going on, so I can give you clarity and insight. Okay, so cool. So what you don't have is what you don't have. Well, the reason why you don't have whatever you want is because you don't know how to get it right. So when we talk about writing, right, writing is called scripting. There's a reason why it's called scripted. There's a reason why when you write, you're more likely, and they're talking about like 2 times, 3 times more likely to manifest what it is that you want versus typing it. See, because when you type it, you're losing actual power. Now, you might say, why is that so? Well, if you're just typing something on the screen, it's not actually connected to the physical world, which manifests back into the internal spiritual world. So it's just something that's a digital thing. So, for example, if you use calculators, right, to do your math, you might feel like there's nothing wrong with that. You might say, there's nothing wrong with doing calculators, using calculators to do my math. Now, here's the issue though. The issue in it is you're you're removing what you have in your mind and you're putting it in the digital world and you don't get it back. It's almost like the way that we operate with money, right? If you're in a community where let's say it's a community where all the people who own stores don't actually live in this community. So all the people who own stores don't live in this community, but you shop in this community. You live in this community, but everything that you pay to, like whether it's clothes, whether it's taxes, does not matter. All of what you pay money to are to other entities that don't necessarily live in this community. What you're doing with the money that you have is you're taking the money out of the community. It may not look like that on the surface, but deep down, it's actually happening. So every time you spend money, your community is getting poorer and poorer. And this is the same mechanism that they use to control populations. I don't care if you're interested into it or not. I don't care if you think I'm being crazy. I really just don't care. I'm here to help you and grow. And whoever's here to get the message, you get the message today because it has a correlation with what you're doing right now in your life. So when we talk about scripting, right? When we talk about writing things down, this is the clarity for everyone. You have to write it down. Myself as well, right? There's times where I don't write it down and then I forget it. I forgot about it. Yes, there's good that you might put reminders down, but what I'm talking about is a universal principle that you cannot escape. And the universal principle is that you are creating your reality. I'm not saying you have to only do it through language, but what I'm saying is that when you put something out into this physical world, it has to give you a return on the internal world. If it doesn't, your world starts to ruin day by day. Okay, what do you mean by that? I just told you, gave you an example. If you're in a community where all of the stores, all of the places that you spend money at in the community, nobody lives here, they're going to take the money that they earn and they're going to go spend it in places where they live, which grows their community and not your community. Now, why does that make sense? It makes sense because on a number of levels. If you're putting something physical out into the world and you're not getting anything back mentally or internally, guess what? There's nothing there to stabilize you. There's nothing there to make you grow. There's nothing there to give you uh, a way to have a return on what you put out. So what happens is an internal crumble. Let's think about it in this way. If better example for you, if you're eating only junk food, what you're putting into your body is not giving you a return on the internal world. So then your external world starts to crumble because everything that's on the external is created through the internal. So if you want another level, it doesn't matter where you want the level at, but if you want to be a better speaker and you say to yourself, all right, I want to be good at public speaking. I want to be good at speaking in front of people. I want to be on stages. but you never actually do the things that give you the return into the internal world, you will forever be stuck thinking that is scary. Okay, let's make it make more sense. I gave you the example just now about the food. Give you another example so you can internalize it and interpret in a way that's beneficial towards your overall growth. When you finally step on the stage and you overcome doubt and you overcome the fears that you may have put onto yourself or the stories, internally, what happens to you? You gain what we call confidence. When you have confidence, now you're able to go out there and feel good about speaking in front of people. Did you miss that or did you catch that? Okay. I think they missed it. They logging off, man. They're logging off. I'm not getting to the point fast enough. I'm wasting somebody's time here, I guess. I mean, let me know if I'm wasting your time. Just let me know. I won't go live. Let me know if I'm wasting your time because maybe I'm just wasting somebody's time here. Maybe I'm wasting some. I just told you. You have what you have because you are who you are. The things that you've accumulated in your life make up what you have. Now, you are who you are because of what you have, but that's also because of those are the things that you know. So you're where you're at because of the things that you know. But you may have greater aspirations. You want to be somewhere else. You want maybe more money, better relationships, and you're not there because of things that you don't know. So it's not all about what you know, it's about the blind spot. It's about the things you don't know because think about it this way. If you're a musician and you made 5 songs, so you know how to write, you know how to sing, or you know how to play instruments or whatever, and you keep playing the same instruments, playing the same song, it's just the same song, it's the same information. It doesn't change, it's the same thing. But if you decide to do something differently and make a new songs, what would happen is that now you have new things to play and a new awakening, a new awareness. Like, let's put it this way. Let's say you made a hit song, right? If you made one hit song, it most likely took probably 5 other songs or 8 other songs or whatever, how many other songs it took you to get to that one song that was a hit. But if you only did that one thing of what you know, you would never got to the hit. So you have to keep going in order to get to the hit. So some of you have these dreams and aspirations of being the best of the best, but when times get hard, you stop. When times get hard, you feel stuck. Your obstacles are not meant to weigh you down. They're meant to build you up. It's not meant to hurt you, it's meant to help you. So when you look at it from a different perspective, you realize that, wait a minute, every obstacle, every challenge that I'm being faced with is actually an opportunity to grow and put myself in a better perspective, a new perspective, which is what we wanted the whole time. When you go to the gym and the weights get heavy and you feel like, I want to quit, I'm too sore, you just got to do it again. Because when you do it again, you get a gain, right? So you might go through the pain to get the gain, so you get the reward. But it's still the same principle. None of it changes. It's you doing something on the outside that replenishes on the inside that then gives you a return on the outside. So you going out to get information that you don't know, you get the information, you internalize it, you apply it, you get results, you move into a different world, and now you create a different level of life. Make sense? I think I don't lost it, man. It's probably time to give it up. I don't know. You all let me know. Maybe I should give it up. Just give it up. Go ahead. Let me know in the chat. Give it up or what? Because maybe I'm just speaking to the chat. No one really resonates with what I'm saying right now. Because I'm giving you lifetime information that you can use as a tool that will always change your situation no matter what. Because you're going to go through ups and downs in this life. Make no mistake about it. I don't care about how much money you make. I don't care about all the relationships you have. Things are temporary. Everything in this world is temporary. Everything in the world is temporary. Everything. So it's an imaginary world. If I say that to you, you might say, wait, what? What's the imaginary world? What is he talking about? His world is not imaginary. Yes, it is. It's all imagined. It's what you imagine yourself as. It's what you imagine the people that's in your story as. All of it's imagination. That's why they feed you programming, news, so that way it's filled in your imagination. That's why you might be a woman walking the street at night and all you could think about is somebody coming to get you. Nobody worried about you. Come on, man. Get out of here. Look, you can't say that you're not a woman. I'm just saying. You're the one telling yourself that. The only way we know what's going on in somebody else's life is if they tell us. So how do you know what's going on in your life? How do you know what's going on in your life? If you tell you, right? So you must be telling you what's going on in your life. So you're telling yourself what's going on in your life. So you're creating the stories. Okay, let's make it make sense now. When I say assess, assign, align, put it in the chat so that way you don't forget this formula. Put it in the chat. Assessment, assignment, alignment. Put it into the chat. I mean, if you want me to hang up on this live, I will. If y'all want me to give up, just tell me because I really don't have to go live. So when you think about it, right? Assess, assign. All right, can you hear me now? Let me know in the chat. Let me know in the chat if you can hear me now. Cause you say you're not able to hear. All right, so let me just rewind from what I got from that corner to now. So it's all mathematical. It's all one plus one equals two, right? It's the combinations of what you do, what you say, how you treat people, how you respond, how you're having how you project, your perspective, your perception. It's all a combination of all of it. So if you're not operating from a space where you're ready to receive, whatever it is that is looking for you won't find you because you're not opening the door for it. So you have to operate with a certain energy. Anywhere you go, you have to operate with a certain energy because this whole life is systematic. When you think about systems, it's all about a combination. That's the same thing like math, right? Math is mathematical. Life is mathematical. It's about the combinations. So in order to improve your life from where you're at to where you want to be, like let's say you're right here and you've been doing great your whole life, but you want to be up here. The way that you're going to get there the fastest is to improve your intangible skill set. Improve the intangible skill set. The first skill set that you want to improve in intangibles is the way that you articulate, because that's the first thing. Well, the first, I'll say the very first thing is the appearance, because that's the first thing people will judge you on, right? That's the first thing people will see is how you look. First thing people see how you look. If you walk into the bank with a hoodie on, mask on, they already think something. Okay, this guy's up to no good. This lady's up to no good, right? But if you walk in with a tailor-made suit or your best dress, they'll go, "Oh, she's amazing." So off rip, you can see that there are systems. Before I move forward, because I know some of y'all lost what I was saying back there, let me know if that makes sense. First thing you want to change is your outer appearance. So you want to do an assessment, assignment, alignment on your outer appearance. Now, why I'm saying this to you is because you want to match the outer appearance to the inner appearance, right? So we already know that we want to change the mindset first before we can change the money. But you now have to correlate who you are within to what people see on the outside, whether you like it or not. I know you might not like it. I know you might not care about it. It doesn't matter what you like and it doesn't matter what you care about. That's the bottom line. Life does not matter. Let me get away from the noise. So life does not care if you care about life. Life does not care if you like to do something or not. Life doesn't care about it. Life doesn't care about it. It just doesn't care about it. Okay, there's nothing else I can say. It just doesn't care about it. So whether you go to the gym or not, and you go, well, I don't really like going to the gym. It does not matter. All you're gonna do is just hurt yourself in the long run and have to pay more money, more bills, and you go through life living life harder versus just going to the gym now. And this is a lot easier. I'm not saying this just to say it. I'm saying because everything is mathematical. Everything is systematic. When you realize that, that's when your life changes. There's no ands, buts, or ifs about it because the current system that you already have is creating the reality that you have right now. So if your current system is creating what you already have, you must assess what is workable and what is non-workable. Remember, we might not think, okay, I, let me stop doing this because I don't want to do it. I don't want you to think in that manner, right? If it's workable for you, you continue to do it. If it's not workable, then you stop doing it. Now, it's not about it being right or wrong because right or wrong doesn't truly exist, but it's about if it's workable or non-workable. Sometimes you might say to yourself, well, going to the gym is non-workable. That's not true. It's not true, right? It's truth and there's truth. It's just not true. Now, one of the things about it is if you go to the gym, it's going to help you get clarity. If you go to the gym, it's going to help your body, help your outer appearance. People will be more attracted to you. And the more attractive you are, the greater your opportunities are. That's why I play the game with you, right? When I say more attractive or less attractive. So put more in the chat if you're more attractive, if you have these traits. Put less in the chat if you're less attractive, if you have these traits. So if you are able to speak better, speak clearly, are you more attractive or less attractive? Let me know in the chat. Just put more or less in the chat. More or less in the chat. I just want to make this so simple and break this down to bite-sized chunks so you get this so fast. More or less. Okay, cool. If you have integrity and you do exactly what you say you're going to do, hey, I'll meet you there at 5 and you actually get there at 5. Hey, I'm going to do this and you actually do it, you stand on your integrity. Does it make you more attractive or less attractive? More attractive or less attractive? If you're in the best shape that you could be in, are you more attractive or less attractive? If you are a good listener to people, you don't overtalk them when they talk. Yeah, it's gonna happen here and there. Sometimes you're gonna butt in. That's conversation. I'm talking about looking to get your point across and arguing with other people. Eh, Let me just know: is it more attractive or less attractive if you're arguing with other people? Is it more attractive or less attractive if you're arguing with other people? Let me know in the chat. I just want to make it real simple. Is it more attractive or less attractive if you're arguing with other people? So the person who listens without judgment, the person who's listening for what someone is saying and feeling, is more attractive or less attractive? More attractive, less attractive. Let's just make it so simple. I'm showing you the skills you need to work on that makes you more attractive. The more attractive you are, the more opportunities come your way. So a quick example is this. Sometimes it's like women there in their 20s, right? Early 20s, they don't need to do anything. They don't need to do anything. They get invites to be on yachts. They get invites to come to the club. They get to skip the line. They get invites to move up in the corporate world. The boss wants to date them. All of XYZs, right? You know what I'm talking about. All of these examples. And you get mad because the person's attractive. No, that's the universal law. That's the universal law. All right, let's make it simple. Bring it down. Is something that smells good more attractive or less attractive? Something that smells good, more attractive or less attractive? Okay, someone who manages their finances well, more attractive or less attractive? Someone who can help other people get money, more attractive or less attractive? Someone who's calm, someone who has emotional regulation, more attractive or less attractive? So you start to see that these are more attractive traits versus like the less attractive traits. And this is the difference. Now, what I meant earlier about the blind spots, right? Because this call is about seeing the blind spots. But before I can get straight to the blind spots, I'm just showing you the principles that we're working with to even tell you how to even see blind spots. Because you won't see them if you don't understand these principles. You just keep doing the same things every day, getting the same result. Which one is more attractive to you? $50,000 in 1 month or $50,000 in 1 year? Which one is more attractive to you? Which one are you more attracted to? $50,000 in 1 month or $50,000 in 1 year? $50,000 in 1 month or $50,000 in 1 year? Which one is more attractive to you? Okay. Which one brings you closer to your goals? Like, let's say if you wanted $50,000 a month, that's the goal. You articulating yourself, you learning how to be able to speak on stages, you having confidence, you walking with charisma, knowing comedic relief, being able to have personal development. Which one is more attractive to you? I mean, which one would bring you closer to your goal? Not having personal development or having personal development? Which one will help you get to the $50,000 faster? Whether it's in a month, whether it's in a day, which one will help you get to the $50,000 faster? Having personal development or not having personal development? So we're showing you in real time so you don't have to second guess. And you already know these things. But you know why most of us don't do the personal development? Because it's a blind spot. We can't see that we need personal development. That's not something you can see. You can't see that. You have to say it for yourself and go get it, and someone else is going to help you do it. But you can't see that. Here's why you can't see it. Put a one in the chat if you're doing the best you can do right now in your life. Put a one in the chat. You're giving it your best. You're giving it your best. Put a one in the chat. Put a one in the chat. You're giving it your best. Hey, I'm showing up to work. I'm not complaining. I meet with people. I'm honest. I'm caring. Hey, I'm out here giving the best. Put a one in the chat if you're out here giving the best. Put a two in the chat if you're out here giving the worst. You're lazy. You don't want to get up. You don't want to do anything. You talk bad about people. You're a bad friend. Like you don't want to do anything. You want people to take care of you. Put a two in the chat. Put a one in the chat if you are already seeing yourself operate the best you can. It's so simple to see this. It's night and day. You will never ever be able to see your own blind spots. That's why it's important to have someone with you, right? They always have the saying that says two heads are better than one, right? You have a saying that they say two heads are better than one, right? So if I have blind spots behind me, I'm going to need to be able to see. But every time that I'm looking this way, I'm neglecting this thing, right? I'm neglecting what's behind me. Every time I'm looking this way, I'm neglecting what's behind me. So when you're operating by yourself and you're looking to go from subject to subject, and you're just learning things from subject to subject, unfortunately, that's not going to work because that's not moving you forward. There's no one seeing your blind spots. All you're doing is reading information. And that's a good thing because, like we said, the parallel to all of this is that you have to have something that you grab from the physical world that replenishes you on the inside, on the internal world, that creates a return in your physical world. So, for example, you go out and you get a job. That's a good thing because you're helping someone else build, so you get rewarded for that. And when you get rewarded for that, you get money. And when you use your money, now you can build your external world, right? You can have a better house, you can be in a better neighborhood, you can have better friends, or you can have better relationship with yourself or more time with yourself because you put something on that external that rewarded the internal. Is that making sense? I know it's getting a little dark out, but just because you can't see me doesn't mean you can't hear me. All right? Does that make sense? So when you talk about the personal development, the way that you're going to see your blind spots is you need personal development coaches. Now, I'm not saying this so you can get with me. If you know me already and you want to get with me, go ahead and get with me. The call is $500. The call is $500. But anybody, anyone right now, right? Anyone, and I'll help you build a roadmap, by the way, so that way you can have clear steps and goals. Now, anyone right now who gets our Meltos app, so Love Plus, we came out with a new app. We're expanding. They have the Meltos app. So the Meltos app is more effective, less time, right? So more effective, less time operating system. So not only is it a performance operating system where it's going to help you perform, but it's going to help you get back 2.5 hours per week, right? So you get 2.5 hours per week back in your day. Now, once you get familiar with the system, it can start growing to 2.5 hours per day. But it depends on your growth. It depends on how you operate, right? It depends on what you have going on. But what it significantly does, it allows you to reach your goals in 80% of the time. So it's cutting down 80% of the work, right? Now, instead of having to go 100%, you only have to go 20%. So we focus on the 80-20 rule with the Meltos app. So if you go to meltos.netify.app, you'll see it. If you want access to it, go ahead and leave a comment and I'll send it to whatever channel that you're on. Or if you have me on Instagram, go ahead and send me a DM if you want the Meltos app. There is a $2 7-day trial. You can have a $2 7-day trial. But for everyone who gets the MVP yearly, I'm going to do a free, I wouldn't say free, but it is free, but it's a complimentary one-on-one call so you can see blind spots and reveal things that may be holding you back because you're closer than you think. You're closer than you think. Think about it. Remember the days when you didn't have mentorship? Remember the days when you didn't have someone who can talk to you in a way where you could feel like, wow, I'm making improvement. Or remember the times where you may come across, you may speak to other people, but you don't feel like you're being heard. You know that has changed once you come into our community. Once you come into one of my calls, you understand that you're heard, felt, seen, and loved, as well as appreciated. Now, what I would love for you to do for yourself is put yourself in the best position moving forward, and that is uncovering your blind spots. That is the secret. There's no other secret to it, right? Your blind spots. Now, why wouldn't anybody else tell you this? Well, because they want to make money off of you. Now, making money off of you is not a bad thing because everybody makes money off each other. The money that you have in your pocket, you're going to give to someone, right? You're going to gift that to someone. The money that somebody else has in their pocket, they're going to gift it to you. So the money that's in your pocket is not really yours to spend just on yourself. It's yours to spend in ways that help improve not only you, but the people around you. And one of the ways to improve yourself and the people around you is through your personal development because you're going to learn how to treat people better. You're going to learn how to communicate well. You'll learn how to make more money. You'll learn how to be more effective with your time. You'll learn how to put yourself in a position of power that allows you to be super successful. That's why personal development is the number one key to success. And everybody knows this. That's why they tell you mindset. And then everyone goes, "Hey, I already got mindset." Well, you wouldn't be struggling and looking for a new opportunity if you already had it, because it's not something that you have, it's something that you do. Personal development is not something you get one time, it's something that you do. The greatest CEOs have personal development. I have personal development and I'm teaching you personal development and I have personal development. Everyone needs personal development. No matter how you look at it, it is what it is. And here's the reason why. Because God created us to help each other. Now, this is how it works. When you first have a child, you have the baby comes out. If you just left the baby alone, the baby could grow up to do anything and everything. But what? God made it possible that you have a parent, two parents to help guide you. You have the feminine and you have the masculine. There's always going to be two sides to everything unless there's more. There's never one-sided anything. Well, the only thing I've seen that's one-sided is the moon, by the way. I've never seen another side of the moon. I always see the same side of the moon. But anyway, outside of that phenomena, everything that you see has two sides or more, right? Two sides or more. So when you're operating on your dream and your goal, if you're the only one seeing your vision, you're the only one seeing your side of how things are going to go, you're not going to make it. You're not going to make it. You need a mentor. You need a coach. You need somebody that could develop you. You need someone that can help you see the blind spots. Not only that, you need other people to be involved with what you have going on. I always say this. I say, if you don't want to let people in your business, how do you make money? So if you're a business owner and no one else is understanding your side of your story, they can't help you. If you open up a shop and no one knows that you opened up a shop, they cannot help you. They can't come in there and pay. They can't come in there and buy anything, and you can't help them. But the moment that you start sharing with everybody, hey, look, man, I have my shop. This is how it's going to help you. It's going to help you become more effective in less time because of X, Y, and Z. Yes, all businesses that you operate, that you purchase, or that you are operating with, it's because it's helping you become more effective with your time. If you haven't noticed, that's the key, being more effective with your time, because the more effective you are with your time, the more you can live the life that you truly want to live. Why would you rather be stuck behind a desk slaving for 8, 16 hours a day when all you really need to do is work only 3, 4 hours a day? You don't even need to work five days a week. All you need is a 4 day work week. Now, I'm not even telling you something of what I want you to think. I'm telling you what you think. Watch this. Watch this. Let me just ask you, instead of doing it that way, I'll have to ask questions. This is why I say that my type of content is engaging in the sense of two people coming up and sharing together, because I'm more of a questioner, right? Because if I ask you a question, I'm going to ask questions in different ways that unlock different layers in your mind so you can see different perspectives, to have new neurons start to fire off so that way you can see things in a greater perspective. Now, put it this way. If you only saw this building from one side, if you only saw this building from one side, you couldn't tell anything else that helps make the building great. So if you're only telling your story from your side, no one else can come in to tell you and help you make your story great and make your life great. You need other people. So when God created the ability to have offspring, you can't procreate with just one person. You need two people. That's by default. The reason why you need two people, I'm telling you what God did. I'm not telling you what I did. Okay. I'm telling you what God did. All right. What God did. Jeez. All right. What what God did was God created the ability for two people to come together to procreate. Now, if two people come together and they procreate, they create another being. By default, that's three people. You're meant to be in a group. So now that we know that we're meant to be in groups, this is why we love having pairs. This is why we love having group activities. This is why you love the holidays. This is why you love when family and friends get over. Some of y'all might be upset because you might not get along with some of your family and friends, but you love companionship. This is why you love another person. You can't kiss on yourself too much, right? You can only please yourself but so much, but you know how different it feels to have somebody else please you. You understand? Like, so the same thing works with business. Nothing is going to change with that. You may be able to get far in your life, but let's just be real here. You never got it by yourself. You never got this far by yourself, and you never will. You never did. Even the job that you work at, somebody had to start the job. Somebody had to hire people. You came aboard. and you're working together. So even though you may thought you did it by yourself, you never did. You may thought that you made the food by yourself. Who made these sweet potatoes? They're good. Yeah, you didn't make it by yourself. Somebody had to go in there and farm those sweet potatoes. Somebody had to pick them, clean them, put them into the system, the market, and then sell them to you. And if you ordered on the Uber Eats or whatever, or Dash or whatever they call them these days, somebody brought it to you. So you never did it alone in the first place, and you never will. You never will. So the bottom line is you need a group. You need a team. But it's not just good just to have a group by itself. You need leaders inside the group. You need leaders inside the group. So why not be with a leader that's going to allow you the capabilities to lead yourself and other people so that way you get to become more effective with your time and efforts? Why not work on your personal development? So the same way how you're on this call right now, you and I could be on a one-on-one call and we could be going through techniques to help you speak better within 30 days. Sometimes it's 7 days. Sometimes, to be honest, it's the same day, depending on where you're at as far as your level goes. So, as we come to a close on this call, you have what you have because you are who you are. You don't have what you want because of the blind spots that may be in your life. The ways to start to see your blind spots is to get another pair of eyes. The same thing like flashlight. You bring a flashlight out and you turn the flashlight on, and then the flashlight illuminates the dark spaces. That's another pair of eyes. Okay. Just like when you have your children, you got your children running around. You might want to stop them before they cross the street. They don't really know what's going on, but you stop them. But thank God you stopped them. You saved their lives. It's another pair of eyes. Comment the words personal development in the chat if that's what you know you want. Like I said before, I'm offering it to you for $500. If you get the Meltos app, if you get the Meltos app, I'm giving it away complimentary for everyone who has the MVP yearly Meltos app plan. And that's only $200 for the entire year, where you get online coaching on demand. So you get the roadmaps, you get the tracking devices, you get the push, you get the the science, the breakdowns, you get everything that you need inside of this app. And it's me. It's really about the simplicity of it. You just become more effective in less time. To be totally transparent, man, you just you operate faster, better, quicker, stronger. And on top of it, it's not like how they have you with the AI where you're losing your brain power. No, you're actually gaining brain power. We're retraining your nervous system. We're retraining your mind because it's a muscle. If you don't use your mind like a muscle, you'll lose it. And if all you're doing is just giving all of your information to Chat GPT, you're not remembering and retaining anything of value. This is what I was talking about with the calculator example. The more that you just give over your intellectual property or just give away your mind to the computer, what happens is you're losing your ability to cognitively think and connect to yourself, which is what causes the disconnect in the first place. Most of us have already forgotten that we are the ones that create our reality. And if that's you, if you felt like you feel stuck, then you've forgotten who you are. That's why we do the therapy sessions. That's why we do the mindset resets to help you remember who you truly are because you're someone special. But some of us operate in identities where people give us identities and they were lies. And you're operating under a lie identity and you're thinking that you're this lie identity and you're not. You're somebody powerful. See, you don't need me to remind you of that. What you need to do is go out and show yourself that you are that person. What you need to do is be you. You don't have to listen to me. I'm just someone God placed in your vision right now. That's all. I'm just someone God placed in your vision. Now, you have the ability to make sense of whatever it is that you want to make sense of. Comment personal development in the chat if you want access to our personal development calls where we'll help you articulate yourself. We help you get the confidence you need. We help you step into that next level of power. We help you become the person that you always knew that you were able to become. All you needed was the guidance and the direction, that clarity. If you're feeling stuck and you're not moving the way you want to move, all you need is clarity and direction. And it's so simple. You're closer than what you think. It doesn't take a million months. It doesn't take 1,000 days. You only need one weekend. If you get one weekend with me, I'll transform your entire life. If you get one weekend with me, I'll transform your entire life. And in fact, you don't have to do it with me. You can do it with a bunch of other people. You can, as many people go online, do it with someone else. You don't have to do it with me. I'm just sharing the messages with you. And if you don't have the Becoming More Effective in Less Time book, you're missing out, man. Don't worry about just reading the chapters, do the assignments. The chapters are giving you context to the assignment, but the assignment is what allows you to get into alignment. So when it comes to our three-step formula for today, to be able to have that clarity and direction, you're going to do the assessment, assignment, alignment. So once again, you're going to assess what you want in your life and what you do not want in your life. See, you're going to look at it from this place, not just about what you like doing or what you don't like doing, but you're going to think about it this way. What is workable and what is non-workable? So even if there's something that you don't like doing, but it's actually workable for your future, you want to continue to do those things. Like you might not want to go to the gym, get over it, get used to it, go work out because as your body moves, your brain grooves and you get clarity. So go do it. Movement. It's unfortunate. I'm gonna be real with you all, but outside when we go out to run, you know, let's say it's 10 people. There's only one melanated person out there running. Unfortunately, you got to get to it, man. And you talk about being behind, you talk about, racism and all the other stuff. And I get everything like that still exists and it will probably forever. But what I'm expressing to you is that you're your own greatest limitation. There's nobody stopping you from being great. See, now you do need connections. You need the right people around you. I'm just looking for my tribe. I'm looking for my tribe. If you feel like you are called to be someone better, then you're part of this tribe. If you feel like you're called to be greater at a greater level, invest the $500. If you can't afford the $500, we understand that. But if you can't afford the $500, unfortunately, you're probably not going to be as successful as you want to be. Unfortunately, it's just the reality of it because everyone has the money. You just make time and you make room for the things that you want to do with the money. So if personal development is not worth $500 to you, which is crazy because we pay tens of thousands for mentorship, then yeah, unfortunately, you're just not it. And there's no harm, no foul. But just telling it like it is, man. Um, the reality of it is you're not cut out for it. And it's not to guilt trip you, it's not to make you feel bad. I'm not doing any of that. I'm just being real, right? Like let me know if I'm making this stuff up. If you can't invest into your own personal development and you think that just learning subjects is going to help you, unfortunately you're lost already. You're just going to feel like what you're going to really feel like is the mentor scammed you. You're going to feel like you didn't get enough out of the mentorships. That's what you're going to feel like because you didn't take time to invest into yourself to do the personal development. See, you can have the asset. You can buy the business and you can fumble the business. But if you work on being the person that earns the right to have the experience, to be the one that can grow that business, you're not going to fumble the business. It's just universal principles and they work in any arena. If I'm not being an upstanding student, I won't get the grades. If I'm not being an upstanding individual, I won't have the lifestyle. Makes sense? So your personal development, you should think real hard about that. Hey, where do I really want to be? And like I said, even if I'm not the person for you to help you with your development, you just like listening to certain things that I say because it's thought provoking. Hey, so be it. Then hey, you just at least helping us out to have engagement on our calls. But if you're the person that's serious about getting to your next level, you don't even have time to waste. Everyone already understands that. You have to become more effective with your time because the single most important thing that's contributing to your success and your failure is what you do with your time. Is how effective you are with your time. So the reason why we create the Becoming More Effective in Less Time book in the Meltos app is because we want you to be more effective with your time. We're not looking to have you, have a hard journey. What we're looking for you to have is an easy journey. But the way to have an easy journey is to lock yourself down in structure. If you want to have freedom, you need structure. So that's really the secret to it. And they're not gonna tell you. People are not gonna tell you, and I understand, but it is what it is. I'm only looking for the best of the best. If you are in New York City, then we're going to have a meetup this weekend. If you are in New York City and you want to come to the Mogul Meetup, go ahead and DM me Mogul Meetup if you would love to be out with us in New York City this weekend. And remember, if you want the personal development, in fact, it's not about if you want it. If you need it, you let us know. $500, but for whoever gets the MVP yearly for the Meltos app, we're gonna give that to you complimentary. Okay, so last two parts of the assessment, I mean the two. So assess, assign, align. You want to see what's workable and what's not workable. So simple. You have to write it down though, because you're scripting. When you write it down, you're seeing it three times, right? You're remembering it three times. You're seeing it when you first write, you're thinking it, and then while you're writing, you're also speaking. So you're listening to it. That's the power of writing. Okay, that's the power of writing. Plus, remember, it's a physical form that once you're finished, a dopamine release hits that gives you a reward back to why you did that, which opens up your frequency to receive. Remember that. Don't forget that part. You have to still have you can't be skeptical. You have to be optimistic about receiving your blessings. You have to be optimistic about receiving your blessings. Okay. So don't skip that part. So assess, assign, align. So find your assessment, get rid of what's not workable, keep what's workable. Even though you may not want to do it, if it's workable, if it's going to help you, you do it. Bottom line. And then you get to the assignment. What is your assignment? Who are you? What are you out to accomplish? What are your possibilities in this world? If you walk around this world just aimlessly wandering, just doing nothing, you're going to feel sadness. You might experience being stuck. You might be confused. But if you start to give yourself a purpose, you give yourself a reason to be here, life changes. It hits differently. You have a different level of life, regardless, because now you've given yourself a reason. You're giving yourself permission. You've given yourself the assignment. And now the key to wrap all of this together is you must stay in alignment with your assignment. So accountability is important. This is why we say without accountability, nothing works. Without integrity, nothing works. You have to be accountable. If you make a mistake, just be open and honest. Hey, I made a mistake, XYZ. I apologize. If you're running late and you tell someone you're going to be there by 10 o'clock and you got there by 10:05, you still just say, hey, I apologize. Well, you can say it this way. Thank you for your patience. I was out of integrity. I should have been here on 10. I'll do my best to make sure I'm there on time going forward. All right. And then the person goes, yeah, you know what? I appreciate that. Thank you. And then now integrity is restored. Okay. So we're almost done here. Don't make anything personal. The moment you make things personal, you get on one side. And when you get on one side, you oppose the other. The key is to be in the neutral zone so that way you're progressing forward all the time. Remember, there's no one sided anything. There's always two or more sides to everything. So even when you think you're right, you could be wrong. Even when you could be wrong, you could be right. Okay. So even when they could be wrong, they could be right. And even when they could be right, they could be wrong. Right. So when you look at it from these perspectives, you start to change your perception. And when you change your perception, you're more receptive to things working out in your favor, to abundance, for you having the life that you truly want to have. Any questions in the chat? Let me know if there's any questions I can answer right now as we get ready to come to a close. It's almost 8:30. Let me know in the chat. Any questions? We have about 7 minutes left. Well, not seven. What is that? 5 minutes left. Got about 5 minutes left. If you have any questions, write them down in the chat. I would love to answer 'em. I would love to shine light on it. If you have a place where you're getting stuck at, let me know in the chat. Okay. So last thing I'm going to hit on is the overall picture of all of this. You must be effective with the time that you have. You must be effective with the time that you have, because the time that you have, this is what's creating the future. So if you're not effective with the time that you have right now, you're going to rob yourself of the future. I remember when I was robbing myself of the future. I remember when was sitting down and I didn't want to do much work, where I just was coasting, right, and allowing people just to work for me, and it was cool because you having people work for you is amazing. But even when you have people work for you, you still want to put in work. You still want to show up as well and do work also, and not just sit down and rest on your laurels. The things that you've done in the past are the things you've done in the past. But what is going to get you to the future is the things you do now. So what are you doing now? What's your ultimate goal now? And that's what I want you all to think about when you're sitting in your bed and you're like, oh, I don't really don't want to get up right now. I get it. Some days you're gonna have that, but most days, fight through it. Fight through it. Just get up because you're closer than you think. I want you to put in the chat. I'm closer than I think because you're right there. You're literally right there. Literally right. You're literally right there. You are one move away from being where you want to be. You are one relationship. You are one relationship from being where you want to be. You are one opportunity from being where you want to be. If they doubted you, if they counted you out, count yourself in because the doubts are just your inner noise. Because if you're so busy being confident, you don't hear the doubts. And even if you hear people say something that may be doubtful, you know that that's just their projections. But if you internalize other people's projections on you, then that means that you already had internal doubts. There's no reason for you to doubt anything. Everything may not go according to your plan, but I'll tell you one thing, it will go according to your vision. You may have this idea for yourself, and it may not turn out the way you think it's supposed to turn out. And part of that is because if everything happened like that, there would not be any enjoyment in life. That's just part of that. The other part is just that that's just how it works. So if you work, everything else works for you when you start to work on you. Okay. I'm just letting this get to an hour. And then once it's at an hour, we're done. Okay. If you like this video, go ahead and like the video. If you like what we're talking about, if you need more of these videos, go ahead and hit the like button. All right. Go ahead and hit the like button. If you like today's live, send this live out to other people. Send this live out to other people. Let them see. Let them hear. Let them experience something for themselves. All right. And I'm probably gonna do some more guided meditations. If you want me to do live guided meditations, that's something I haven't done often. I've done it a couple times. I haven't done it often. But if you like me to incorporate some live guided meditations in this session, let me know in the chat. Let me know in the chat. So we got 3 minutes until it's 1 hour. Yeah, 3 minutes until it's 1 hour. Let me know. Yes, this is weekly. This is every Monday at 7:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Every Monday, 7:30 Eastern Standard Time. Most times I'll be in the studio or I'll be in the office or indoors somewhere. And then there's times where I like to walk around and go outside and just have you in a different setting, right? So it feels a little more candid. It feels a little more natural, right? And if you're in New York City this weekend and you want to come to a meetup, let me know. Let me know. Let me know. Send me a DM. Let me know. Okay. If you have any topics that you want us to talk about, let me know. If you feel like you're stuck and you need someone to help you get unstuck, let me know. Now, remember, you don't have to work with me. You can work with my team. In fact, you don't even have to work with anybody in my company. You can go find someone else. But what I'm telling you is that no one else is going to tell you this. But you working on your personal development is always going to be your best option because your opportunities are based upon how attractive you are. You cannot escape that. You can't escape that. If you're and think about it, being attractive is not just looks. It's the abilities that you have. It's the intangibles. So as we mentioned earlier, let's do it again. Let me know in the chat, more attractive, less attractive. So it's ingrained into your mind. Are you more attractive or less attractive if you can speak well? Just put more in the chat or put less in the chat. Are you more attractive or less attractive if you show up on time? Are you more attractive or less attractive if you can have The ability to do what you say that you're going to do, which is integrity. Are you more attractive or less attractive? Are you more attractive or less attractive if you have your best body? Are you more attractive or less attractive if you can listen well and you don't talk over top of people? Are you more attractive if you can dress nice, if you can smell good? Are you more attractive if you're funny? Are you more attractive if you're confident? Are you more attractive if you don't have fear? All of you are going to say more attractive. So if we already know that, why aren't you working on personal development if we know that that is the number one thing? Like, I want you to think about it this way. If let's say if you were CEO and you were hiring and you had a candidate come in. The candidate was funny, the candidate was charming, the candidate showed up on time, the candidate brought a little gift, the candidate can speak well, they listened, they answered every question, but the only thing that they lacked was the ability to perform the task as well as everyone else inside of the job. Would you still hire that person? Yes or no? Yes or no? Let's give you a better context. So let's just say there's levels to it. So there's the A players, B player, C player. This person had all the other intangibles. The only thing that they had was a C level of doing the skill on the job. Would you still hire that person? I know the answer from CEOs themselves. I know the answer from myself as a CEO. And the answer will be yes. Why would you hire this person? Because they have all the intangibles to make the office a great environment, have a great camaraderie. They have the ability to be coachable, and we can always train that person up to do the skill. But you can't always train the people up to get those intangibles. That person usually rises to the top inside of the organization, reaching new peaks. That person becomes an executive. Why? Because they have all the skills that matter. Like if I flipped it on you, let's say I flipped it on you. Let's say I flipped it on you. Let's say you already hired this individual and they was masters at the skill. They were masters at the skill. They could do the skill. The A player at the skill. No one's better than them in the company. Master the skill. But you know what they did not master? The ability to talk to people. They're not confident to talk to people. They don't want to share and open up. They're not charming. They don't have wit. They don't come in a room and command presence. They shy away from being able to articulate themselves and being around people. Would you want that person to be your spokesperson or your top executive? No. You will put that person as just a good employee, like at the highest employee, but you can't get the executive role because you don't know how to walk into the rooms and make other people say yes to you. Get what I'm saying? Let me read this question, by the way. It said, yes, skills can be taught. What do you feel the difference between self-help and personal development is? So self-help is good because it shows that you are a starter, self-starter. But you can only get but so far with self-help. You're going to need someone else to be able to see your blind spots. So personal development is the person that's coming to help you see your blind spots. So it accelerates your growth. So both have great trajectories. Let's just use numbers for example. So one will grow at a rate of 2 times the speed, and one will grow at a rate of 1 time the speed. The question would be, which one would you rather have? So self-develop, and let me just let you guess which one it is. Which one is does self-development grow at 1 time the speed or 2 times the speed? Or does personal development grow at 1 time the speed or 2 times the speed? Just so you're clear on this. So I know you're also clear on this. Which one is which? Because that's the difference between the two. Self-help is great because in order for you to know that you need personal development, you're gonna do the self-help. So that's like you're moving closer. Remember I said earlier, I said maybe you weren't on before, but I said you're closer than you think. Most of us are closer than we think. So everyone here, you most likely already are doing self-help. You're already there, but it's you still got a little tension, right? It's still a little resistance. It's still a little tug. It's still more like I still feel stuck. I don't know what it is. I got all the information I needed on YouTube, but I just can't put it together. Personal development does that for you. So self-help is one Xing, which is good because you're still moving progress, right? Like let's say, for example, if you just did 1% improvements each day, when a year turns around, you'd have made 365% improvement. That's great. Amazing. But self-development is totally different, right? Than personal development. Because now personal development, you're developing all the intangible characteristics along with someone else that allows you to speed up the results because they can see what you can't see. So if you're practicing in the mirror and you come out and you're like, yeah, well, so hi, my name is so and so, and I love in your mind, you might think you did great. In your mind, you might think you did amazing. But the other person might say, what about if you take out the filler words and you just said, hey, my name is so and so, and I'm out here to accomplish this, this, that, and this is my trajectory for the world. That's a lot cleaner, right? That's a lot, that's a little more substance to it where somebody can go, I like that. But doing it by yourself, you're not gonna realize that. That's really the difference. Is you won't be able to realize it's basically like the saying that says you don't know what you don't know. That's why I'm encouraging you to do personal development. But anyway, that's my time now. Is as oh wait, do you have any other questions? You have any other question? Because I would definitely answer your. I'll stay on to answer your question. I'll stay on to answer your question. But I'm hoping you get this right because remember today's talk of clarity and direction is if you are able to see your blind spots, you're going to have a greater chance at succeeding because you already have what you have that's gotten you the life that you already know. But the life that you don't know that you could be getting is based upon the things that you don't know. And that's so easy to see. That's just mathematical. It's just so easy to see. Everyone can see that. Everyone can see that that's the reality. Now, whether you want to invest your money in that or not just comes down to whether you believe that you can get the help. That's really what it comes down to. $500 to transform your mindset in your life is not a lot of money. Like we once again we pay tens of thousands of dollars, right? So it's 50,000, whatever, 70,000 we paid for mentorship. And they didn't do half of what I'm talking about that what we're doing. Like my training, this training came from Vision Lakiani, Jim Quick. It came from Jose Silva. It came from Larry Pearson, um, Joe Dispenza. Uh, who else was there with us? Larry, oh, not Larry. I said Larry already. Evan, like Lisa Nichols. I mean, come on, man. The list goes on and on. The people that I learned from, I would keep paying them over the mentors that I pay, the tens of thousands in that realm because they gave me personal development, which changed my entire life. It's cool to learn the subjects, it's cool to learn those things, but when you become the person that when you could walk into any room, people want to pay you, people stop you, people want to be in your business, people want to learn how they can help you. That is priceless. That is priceless. And that's what I'm teaching you. That is it. Being in the space of personal development, chef's kiss, okay? All right. So next week, Monday, 7:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We back with another mindset Monday. Don't forget, we have the networking group on Saturdays. 9:30 p.m. Eastern Standard, not oh, excuse me, 9:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time on Saturdays is our networking group, our mindset reset networking, where we're coming together as small businesses to create big business conglomerates. So that way we can go out there and be amazing and then transform our lives. This live has been great, and I appreciate everyone who's been on this live. I appreciate you if you've been watching my journey and my growth over the last 10 years. It has been an amazing ride to see where I came from to where I'm at now, starting off as just doing videography and graphic design to becoming a thought leader and transforming lives. Thousands of people across the world being able to travel for 32 months, 36 months out of 42 has been amazing and a life experience I never thought I was going to ever see. And I'm very thankful because God allowed me to be this version of myself. And I have another level to get to. And I think that you're going to help me get there. So let's continue to help each other. Let's continue to grow. Peace, love, beautiful energy. If you need some free resources, let me know in the chat. Well, not in the chat. DM me if you need some free resources. We have some free resources we can give you. If you want to be part of a class, let me know. Just DM me. You can go on Mindset Mogul Crew. That's on our Instagram. That's on our TikTok. You can find it on Google if you want. You can go to loveplus.com. You can go to meltos.netify.app, all of our platforms. Or you could just literally come back every Monday and just get the free game. Remember, assess, assign, align. If you don't have clarity, you have confusion. And if you have confusion, you have no movement. I'm out of here. Sending you all love. Go out there and be amazing for the rest of the week. Peace, love, and beautiful energy. You are abundant. Peace.